So I want to address the whole gorilla issue. And I know everybody's addressing it, everybody's putting in their 2 cents, everybody's becoming zoologists all of a sudden. But I'm not going to address it by being a zoologist or an expert parent or anything like that. Everybody's going to say one thing, that the gorilla wasn't going to do anything, so therefore he shouldn't have been shot. And other people are also going to say that, oh, the parents were being horrible. And I do agree to an extent that the parents were being bad parents by neglecting their child, and the child ending up in a gorilla exhibit. Either way, there's a lot of... This is just all over. If you haven't heard of this, or you must be living in a cave. So I want to address this from the point of view of environmental ethics. First of all, I do agree that the child should never have ended up in that gorilla exhibit, and I think that the parents are to blame for that. Secondly, I think that the decision in that particular situation was correct to shoot the gorilla, because we have no idea what possibly could have happened. The gorilla was patting the child as if it was, a child monkey or whatever, and he started to drag the child also. So I think the decision was correct, because when it comes to wild animals, they are unpredictable, and it's really hard to know what's going to happen in that whole thing. So in that particular point, the decision was correct to kill the animal in order to save a human life, because in this world, a human life is prior to an animal life, and that is what is called the dominant worldview. The dominant worldview is the idea that a human life is far superior to a animal life, and that a human life should be preserved at all costs, even if it means killing animals, killing endangered animals at that. I do not agree with this dominant worldview. I don't at all. I think there should be some other solution. I think there should be something else that happens. I think there should be a different way of things. And the only way that this could have been prevented is if there were no zoos. I do not agree with there being zoos. Yes, I've been to a zoo. Yeah, it's fun to go to a zoo. So I have been to a zoo, and I have enjoyed going to a zoo. However, I'm not a fan of... I don't like zoos for one main reason, is that those animals could be in the wild, living a far superior life. Kind of is also the SeaWorld thing. Those whales could be out in the wild, and happier, living a better existence. I think that there should be conservation efforts, that when certain animals are endangered, to keep them and breed them in order to grow the count of the species. That's different. I think conservation efforts are all good in order to conserve what there is, but zoos are different animal. Zoos are a thing that are created, yes, by some conservationists, but not most. Zoos are created for the animals to be cooped up in a little cage for humans to see and to enjoy. Whether you live in Omaha or you live in New York, you can go see a cheetah, you can go see a tiger, you can go see an elephant, you can go see a seal. That's the purpose. And I'm against that purpose. I hold the view of deep ecology when it comes to environmental ethics, which I plan on getting into at some point, but I have not really gotten there yet, of making videos on that. But in my view, this whole world is one and the same place, and what affects one thing will affect another. And I think that we should treat this world, the animals in this world, equally. And no, I don't mean that I think the gorilla should not have been shot. Yeah, he should have, because yes, there was the instance of a zoo occurring, which is bad in itself. So I think in that particular situation, it was right to shoot the gorilla. However, I think if the gorilla was never in a zoo, he would have never been shot. A child would have never fallen in there. Well, it's possible that if the gorilla was in the forest or whatever, a tribal child could have gotten into this whole thing. But that's nature. But I think us as people need to respect this world, respect the animals on it, respect all the living creatures on it, and use only what we have to, and not use everything that we have access to make more capital or money or profits, as is the dominant worldview, that we use things on this earth to make profits and to become billionaires. That's the main idea here. And I don't think that we should do that. I think that we should be, I guess, more akin to a Native American tribe. A Native American tribe, well, at least back, at least in the 19th, 18th centuries and before, they would basically be either have tribes. They would be stuck there, and they would go track down animals to kill what they need for food, and use every single part of that animal, or be nomads and basically just have this herd of buffalo and just basically bring them around wherever you go. But whatever the case is, those tribes use only what they need. They will kill an animal only if they need food, or are going to need food very soon, and they use every single part of that animal. Nothing is wasted. Americans and other nations need to be more like that. We need to abandon this dominant worldview and basically end zoos. And if we want to go see animals, we need to go to the place where they are and have sort of like a safari experience, where is basically where you go on this like tour, where a tourist takes you, in a protected car to basically see certain animals in their natural habitat. I think it would be good. But yeah, I think that is what it boils down to. And I think if there was never a zoo, the gorilla would never have been killed. None of this would ever happen. The child would have had no way of being in front of a gorilla unless he was a tribal child living in who knows where. So let me know what your thoughts are on this issue. And thank you for watching.